Okay, what's up, guys? So, moving on with our series, we are going to do the top 10 Dokkan Fest TUR Easy A's now. I want to get this one out as well since we just got kind of really, recent picks for this tier list. I think after this, I'm going to do overall LRs, and then I think after that, I'm going to do overall in the game. This is actually, I think, almost the same with JP. The only difference is with JP is that we don't have Super Saiyan 3 Tech Go tanks, the Super Easy A, and we're missing another card I can't think of right now. It's just blocking my mind, but I know we're missing one other one. I don't remember. So I want to get into this. Let's just get through it real quick. Again, I don't do 1 through 10. I'm still going to order them. I am going to do 1 through 10, but I like to just put them in their own tiers since I kind of like go on the philosophy that if they're in the same little corridor like this, if they're in the same row, I think you could argue them up and down that row. But I think if I split them by columns, if they're above them or below them, I would argue you can't move them up or down. So like if I wanted to up here, you could kind of saw them around. You get it. You understand. No, we're all smart. Okay. Okay, moving to number 10. I have Super 17. I think he is very good. He would not be in C. He gets the job done. His biggest weakness is that HP threshold. You pretty much have to be under, 77% HP in order to not take damage, right? Blind, yeah, HP is 77 or less. That's will give you, 57% damage reduction, which is crucial for this guy to tank it really well. So if he's under the threshold, really good. The team that he would be on is a little worse right now because, again, we don't have the Gammas on Global, so he's not as strong as he could be. I think when Gammas come out, I actually would say he bumps up just a little bit. Also, real quick, I have 11 characters here. The 11th one would be Android 13. Or 13? Yeah, 13. I would put him at C. He's, for the longer content, he can be okay, but even then, he still gets his shit walloped. Next, I have Trunks. I think he also is really good. Again, longer content, this guy's actually really good. He is very similar to Gohan, although he's crucially missing the guard part of Gohan. But he builds up quick like Gohan can as well. But again, he has the issue of no guard. So he can get to like that 1.5, 2 million plus defense in these long fights. But he kind of just gets blasted with no guard. Like, guard really does a lot for Gohan, where for him, you just kind of, like, even at 1.5 million defense, you're not taking, like, any of the hardest bosses in the game. Like, they're really hard hitting, like, 2 million plus bosses. That's still going to do a ton of damage to you. But Trunks is really good. He has tools, longer fights. Global right now, he has the Buhan fight. We just got, Omega Shenron is there. The other two are new fights he does struggle with. We have Zamasu, which does blast him out this, like, he's not good against Zamasu at all. And the other one is Super Boo. He can hold up okay against Super Boo because he has type advantage. So, I mean, he's not like the best option for Super Boo, though. Again, these shorter fights do make him struggle. Next, I have Int Gohan. I think this guy's actually still really good. I think there's a little bit underplay on him. He can still really hold it well. He has, again, a similar sort of thing to Android 17, where he needs to be under that threshold. But he's better than 17 in the fact that you could activate it mid, getting hit. So if it doesn't really help if you get supered first, then hit normal, right? That doesn't do anything for you. But let's say maybe the normals are doing some damage to him. He's able to then tank it once he gets that. His biggest weakness, and I think that if he was able to transform consistently, he's actually probably a lot higher on the list. But the problem is you just need the Trunks, and the Trunkses right now in the game aren't the best. On Global, he's in a better situation because we are in the meta where like Trunkses can still be used, like the physical Trunks. But I mean, physical Trunks still can get hurt. The Trunks just aren't in the best spot right now for him to make him really good. I would say like he could be high A with a really good Trunks. Next, I have Vegeta. Really good, especially for Global. I think he's my first in A. He's really good for the meta that we're in right now in Global because it still is leaning a bit to the shorter side. I know there's that, the Buhan fight, which is long, no doubt. But Merge Zamasu. This guy absolutely annihilates Merge Zamasu. This guy holds up pretty well against Super Boo. Granted, you go through that fight quickly because even though he's type disadvantage, he has a guard, and you will have got his 2 super attacks to have him fully be built up by the time you hit Super Boo. And then Omega Shenron, you can actually go through that fight fast enough that you can probably still have his guard as you're going through it because the Super Saiyan team is really good. So Vegeta, good card. I mean, he's weak. Like, he is weak defensively. I'm not going to lie. Those longer fights, like the Buhan fight, would annihilate this guy. No doubt. The Buhan fight, he's not doing it. In the JP, in JP meta, he's not nearly as good because a lot of the fights are longer and will just annihilate him. But he's holding up better right now on the global meta because we are still dealing with some short fights. Next, I have Zamasu. Fusion Zamasu. He's still really good. Again, he's only going to get better. I think he'll age pretty well on this list because, I mean, if the fight's just longer and he's able to build up, then you can get that defense and that damage reduction. 50% damage reduction and all the defense really helps this guy hold up well too. There we go. Hold up so that he's able to do this stuff. He does amazing in the Buhan fight. He doesn't do that crazy good in the Merge Zamasu fight. He can get slapped around, no doubt. And then I somehow keep forgetting these. He actually does not do good in the Super Boo fight, though, to be fair to him. You have to really build him up, but you're not going to get him at a defense, I don't think. Especially because you have type advantage in the first phase where you're going to tank the super attack free. You can maybe tank it decently if you get some good luck with supers and you kind of hold back on that first phase of Boo, but this guy's going to get blasted, I think, in that second phase. And then you also have the Omega Shenron fight, which he does really good against. Against long fights, he does good in. Next, we have the Super Easy Goku. Again, blessed right now with shorter content. I mean, all these shorter content characters are really in a good spot currently because we have shorter content events right now in Global. We only have really one truly hard, long content fight. You could also say, Bobby D's Henchman. It's not the hardest fight. It has challenge, no doubt, but it's not the hardest. And so this guy, again, I view this guy very similarly to Super Vegeta. Very strong in his first 5-ish turns. This guy is going to be doing insane amounts of damage, and he even has his dodge built in, so he can do even better, and he might even still be okay for longer fights with that dodge, right? So again, he's very similar to Super Vegeta in my eyes, both huge damage dealers and stuff like that. Next, I have Gotenks. I may be controversial. I'm gonna keep Gotenks down here. You'll see what I do. Gotenks, and I guess I'll just throw the next one because I pair them together. Gotenks and Kefla, very similar units, honestly. Very, very similar. I don't see a big difference between them. Using both of them, they are both dodge or die in their first two forms. Both of them, no matter what, they're dodge or die. They're going to either take the hit and take a lot of damage, or they're going to dodge and like that. They do similar damage. Kefla does a little bit more. She's a bit more orb hungry, and if you do need to get some orb changers on there. I don't really ever struggle that much doing orbs for her. It's not the biggest deal. But the payoff then comparison to Gotenks is that she transforms quicker, right? So she will transform to her final stage by turn 5, where Gotenks, that's, a turn 6, turn 7. So you can get to her final form faster. The trade-off, though, is the orbs, but also the orbs, you only need, 3 orbs in... It's 3 orbs in this form for the dodge, 2 orbs in the next form, and then it's just 2 orbs again, right? It's always 2 once you transform. No, baseline, that's right. She has the 50% baseline. You need 6 for the 70, right? So you do need a little bit of orb changing, right? You do want to bring orb changers to make sure she gets that, but it's not the most aggressive condition for her, right? It's like Physical God Goku, although granted he made orbs, but yeah. And then Gotenks is really good. Again, both of these two are just you're kind of risking running their first 2 forms. They're a little scary if they don't dodge, you can kind of be a little worried, but once they're in their final forms, they're really good. 70% damage. Wow, holy shit. 70% chance to dodge on their final forms and tons of damage. She's quad supering, he's triple supering, and they're hitting 15 million, stuff like that. So very good cards. And then next I have the Boo, Exchange Boo, and then of course I have Gohan at number 1. So I think that these two are on a different plane. I know some people like to put these two with them. I do think they're really good, and I also would subscribe to the fact that I think the last forms of these are better than the Super Boo form. But also right now in global meta, nothing is hurting Super Boo or just this card, Exchange Boo in general. Nothing is hurting them. I know on JP, like Gogeta Blue can do a ton of damage to Super Boo or Evil Boo and all that. We don't have that on Global. On Global, the hardest hitting Super right now is 2 million, and Boo is tanking everything. So currently on Global, nothing in the game hurts Boo. Exchange Boo is untouchable on Global right now. There's nothing hurting this guy. If you're running him correctly, nothing hurts this guy right now. There is no challenge for him. So, and then same goes for Gohan. He could be hurt early in the beginning, but like even like Murder Zamasu doesn't do that much damage to him. Like he is still an absolute god. Like 2 turns of supering, and again, nothing's hurting him either. So I think that these guys on Global at the very least right now are in their own tier. They are the best TURs, EZA right now, because nothing is hurting them. Every card below them can die. I actually just don't even see, like, yeah, you could probably fucking do a scenario where they look terrible. Every character can die. But like if you're running these two properly, like they're just never die. There's just not a scenario where either of them die, where these characters, even running properly, you can die. You know, you can miss a dodge, and get hit with a super, and this character needs more time to build up. You know, you see what I'm saying, right? All these characters have a death. These two don't. They're just untouchable top right now, especially on Global. Now JP, you could probably convince me on like moving these guys up, right? Because then then everyone can die, and so it's not. You get what I mean. So I think this is where I'll put it. Global, this is my tier list for the EZA TURs. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to move on to the LRs now. I'm really enjoying kind of making these. I love the discussion around Global because the meta is so different. I like the, you know, just how the game's working differently at a different meta. It's very fun. So I hope you guys, see you guys again another time. Peace out.